Good morning, everybody. It's March 19th. It's day 4 of our schools being closed. My name is Allison Ward. I'm an environmental science teacher at Boise High. I just thought I'd show you how I would normally do this in my classroom, but start a lot of seeds in a small space for home gardens, for school farm, for students and families to take home should they need them. So I'm starting the seeds anyway, even though I moved everything to my house. So this is our little, we call this the art house. I took over with some seeds starting. So here's what I normally do. You can see these trays. These don't have cells. They're just open trays. I do make sure they have holes in the bottom. And sometimes I just have to cut a little hole every 6 inches or so. What I usually do first is I pick out the seeds I'm going to grow. This is a tray of tomatoes. And I make all my labels first, stab them in there, and if you stand back you can see how I almost dug those little furrows like it was a garden bed. That way I can start a lot of seeds, but I can keep track of which are which. Tomatoes come in a lot of different kinds, and it's great if you can find some heirloom varieties that are more local to your soil. And there's a lot of wonderful sources for those that are a lot of the seed catalogs are still operating, and our local nurseries are still operating at this point. I had a lot of seeds, so here's my little pile I started with. I made all my labels. Then I make the furrows over here. There's a tray of peppers I did yesterday. So after I make the furrows, then I'll peel this back. I just cover them. So right now it doesn't really look like anything, and it looks like they would all come up willy-nilly, but what they'll really do is grow in rows that I can then carefully dig out and transplant into individual pots. So I can grow a pretty enormous amount of seedlings in a small space. Now they're not going to be safe outside for quite some time, so when I transplant them I'm going to have to rig up some protection from frost outside in the sunshine because I won't have room in here. I don't have enough shelf space. The other thing is there's not enough sunlight in this window, even though it's nice and sunny window. So I'm going to suspend some lights pretty close. I'll hover them at about right above the soil line. And then as the plants grow, I move the lights up as such. But they won't get that big on these countertops. They'll just be little guys before I transplant them. And then I'll have to adapt from there. All right, everyone, I hope you're all doing well and feeling okay, and please let me know if you have questions. I'm going to also attach my seed starting packet that I have available usually for my students. Okay.